Hi, welcome aboard. My name's Mark Cork from BoatUS Magazine. Today we're going to be bleeding a diesel engine. We previously changed the fuel filter on this engine, but when you change a fuel filter it introduces air into the system, and the whole idea of bleeding it is that we have to get that air out. Now, a fuel system on a diesel engine is a closed system, so in other words, if there's any air in there, the engine would either not start, or if it does start, it will die. So what we have to do to bleed that out is we use what's called the fuel lift pump on the engine, and we manually pump that to pump air out. And I'm going to take you through the steps to do that. It's not particularly difficult, but to many people, bleeding a diesel engine is seen something of a black art. So let's get started. Right, so here's the fuel filter right here below my knee, and this is the fuel line going along here, goes round here, and it comes to here. This is the lift pump. And then from there it goes up this braided hose to the secondary fuel filter. Now what's going to happen is, because we changed the fuel filter here, we've got air in this filter. We have to pump that out. So the first thing to do is to get an oil absorbent pad under the filter, because we will spill some fuel. I'm then going to use a wrench and undo this banjo nut. You don't need to take it all the way out, but this is on the pressure side of the pump. So we'll pump the pump and then the fuel will come out. So we'll have a rag handy, and you'll notice I'm wearing gloves because I don't want to get diesel fuel on my hands. So I've cracked this open just half a turn, and now I'm going to start pumping. And I can see some bubbles coming out of here mixed with a bit of fuel. So I'm just going to keep pumping until I get a steady stream of fuel coming out. Right, I've got a nice steady stream of fuel there now. So what I'm going to do now is, as I'm pumping, we're getting a nice steady stream of fuel out there. So I'm going to get the wrench on there, and as I pump down, I'm just going to nip that up so that there's no chance of getting air back in there. Now, sometimes if the fuel system was completely empty, we'd have to crack the injectors at the injector pump here and the injectors on the engine here too. But we don't have to do that because we only changed the primary fuel filter. So I know that this filter bowl here will be full of fuel. So there's absolutely no need to do that. As I said, if we were replacing this filter too, then we'd have to loosen these off here, and we'd do exactly what we've just done there until we saw fuel bubble out of here. Then we shut that off. But we should be good to go now. So I'm just going to wipe up the fuel, and we'll give it a go and see if the engine will start and run properly. Right, so we're now back at the helm. We've put the deck back down, we've cleaned everything up. We should be good to go. So we're just going to run the engine now just to make sure everything is good. I've just started the engine. It sounds great. There's no coughs, there's no splutters. So I think the next time we go out we should not have an issue. So it didn't take me very long. It was very straightforward. And as I said at the beginning of the video, everybody thinks of it as some sort of black art, which it really isn't, but it's a good skill to learn. For more on this and for other videos, go to boatus.com/magazine. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time.